On the morning of December 7th, 1941, the Empire of Japan launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Over 2,400 Americans lost their lives, and several battleships were destroyed during the attack. The goal was to cripple the U.S. Pacific Fleet, but the attack had unintended consequences. It actually galvanized the United States into World War II. The very next day, President Franklin D. Roosevelt addressed Congress, calling December 7 a date which will live in infamy. Congress declared war on Japan, officially bringing the U.S. into World War II. This decision led to nationwide fear of further attacks and suspicion towards Japanese Americans that were living on the West Coast. On February 19th, 1942, President Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066, which authorized the military to exclude anyone from designated quote unquote military zones. While the order did not explicitly mention Japanese Americans, it led to the forced relocation of over 120,000 individuals. Two-thirds of these were U.S. citizens. Families that were forced to relocate were given only days to pack before being sent to internment camps in remote areas such as Manzanar, Tule Lake, and Heart Mountain. These camps were overcrowded and surrounded by barbed wire, with harsh conditions and minimal privacy. These Japanese Americans lost their homes, their businesses, and their civil rights, despite having committed no crimes at all. In 1944, the Supreme Court case Korematsu versus the United States upheld the internment. But by 1945, the camps began to close. Many internees returned to find their homes and businesses were gone. Decades later, the US government formally apologized, and in 1988, the Civil Liberties Act provided reparations to the survivors. This dark chapter in the United States history serves as a reminder of the consequences of wartime hysteria and racial prejudice. The attack on Pearl Harbor forever changed the United States, but the internment of Japanese Americans remains a painful reminder of how fear can lead to injustice. Understanding our history ensures that we, both current and future generations, don't repeat the mistakes of the past.